Kamertos everyone! Let's take a look at a somewhat newly released Creative 2019 laptop. There are 4 different kinds of laptops. Gaming laptop, which will have all the bells and whistles, the best performance, the most horsepower, and the best build quality. Below that is a creative laptop, which that category I really like, because creative laptops are affordable, depends on your configurations, what you're gonna get with that creative laptop. And of course, there are drawbacks to a creative laptop to make it affordable to the creators who create content. And that we'll get into this laptop. Work laptops, that would be your basic performance, not the best. 2-in-1 laptops, and just general use for that category of laptops. The last one is basic laptops. And basic laptops are Chromebooks, just your browsing the web laptops. Not the best of the performance, going to be very slow at video editing and photo editing. Even though you can throw in that category tablets, because now these days tablets have a really decent performance. In that category of basic laptops, you can throw in just your Chromebooks and tablets. The iPads today really have great decent performance, and with that decent performance you can edit photos. The 2 categories I recommend if you are a content creator or a photographer, I would look into the gaming laptops or content creating laptops. If you don't need that big of a performance of a gaming laptop, then definitely go with a creative laptop. And if you're a gamer, well, the only category that will be for you would be the best performance, which would be a gaming laptop. Inside this first box, you get a charger. This is a USB Type-C charger. A dongle, which is really awesome that this laptop comes with a dongle. 2 USB full SD card slots and a micro SD card slot. And this dongle is made out of aluminum, which is really nice. The sides are made out of plastic, and the end of the USB Type-C dongle, it has aluminum. So very high quality build of this dongle, which is really nice. A micro USB. Inside the second box, you get the laptop. This is the MSI Prestige 15.6 4K Ultra HD laptop. Inside this box, you get instructions and other paperwork. Let's put all this aside. The MSI Prestige 15 is a 3.64 pound laptop. Fairly light, it won't break your back, and it is very thin. And with the thinness of this MSI Prestige 15, I would recommend getting a sleeve. When traveling, you might bend the aluminum on the back. So be very careful when you travel with this Prestige laptop. The MSI Prestige 15 is made out of aluminum. Of course, it has parts, not like some laptops that are a solid aluminum. This has parts to it, so the back does unscrew, but you have to be very careful, because if you unscrew right here, then you break the warranty. If you unscrew this specific screw to upgrade the memory for this laptop. How do you pronounce that word? Configurations.
Configuration.
There are different configurations that you can get with the MSI Prestige 15. The configurations that I got are 15.6-inch 4K Ultra HD with Intel Core i7, 16GB memory, which is upgradable, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650, 512GB solid state drive. This is with a 4K 512GB solid state drive. You can get a 1080p display of 512GB. With the MSI Prestige 15, I was looking for the model that had 512GB solid state drive with 4K display, because of the fact that it is almost the same price as a 1080p display of 512GB solid state drive. They're almost similar to price. It depends if you are a traveler and you want to consume more battery life, then I would recommend getting with a 1080p display. Beware that with a 4K display, it is gonna eat a lot of battery life, and that battery life is not gonna be that long because of that 4K display. Of course, it depends on your brightness, how bright your display is, what applications you are opening on the desktop. The built-in battery on the MSI laptop laptop, it says that it has 16 hours of battery life. With heavy usage, I only got 1 hour and 36 minutes. That's video editing and some browsing on the web. If you're planning to purchase the MSI Prestige 15, beware that if you purchase through Best Buy, you cannot turn off the adaptive brightness. When you power on the laptop, the power adaptive will automatically go into full brightness, or whenever you open up application, the brightness will go all the way up. I don't know about other places where you're going to be purchasing like B&H or other websites. I don't know if that store that carries the MSI Prestige 15, if it is in place for that adaptive brightness or not. Because I called everywhere and I was trying to research how to turn it off. I couldn't figure it out. If you did, then please comment below to fix that issue of the adaptive brightness. That would be great. Power adaptive means automatic brightness. So whenever you open up application, power on the laptop, the brightness will adjust on its own. And there is no way you can turn it off if you purchase through Best Buy. I don't mind for that price that Best Buy offers, especially with the beautiful 4K display. And I would definitely recommend a 4K display if you do video editing. 1.1 gigahertz Intel 10th generation Core i7. There are a few laptops that have the 10th generation Intel Core i7. Of course, in 2020, there will be more coming laptops that will be a standard with the Intel Core i7 10th generation. Battery type is a lithium polymer. With all that specs inside, it is protected by a aluminum body. Let's take a look around the MSI Prestige 15. 3.5mm headphone jack, 2 USB 3.0 Type A ports, 1 HDMI, 2 Thunderbolt ports, micro SD, a full HDMI port. To charge the MSI Prestige 15, you charge it through the USB Type-C port. Opening the laptop, you would see the beautiful 4K 50.6 Ultra HD screen, which has a anti-glare, which is really awesome. At 428 nit brightness, the display is very bright and sharp. Most laptops today are about 300 nit brightness to 380 nit brightness. Once you open up your laptop, the screen resolution is a 3840 by 2160. There's no touchscreen. I don't really like touchscreen because of all the fingerprints, smudges on the screen. I didn't really like it, especially when you do video editing and all those smudges on the screen is in the way. So I don't really like it. So I don't mind that not having a touchscreen. I don't mind, especially with this big trackpad that it has. It was really smooth to zoom in and zoom out when photo editing or just web browsing, and this is a very comfortable trackpad. On the trackpad, it has a fingerprint scanner. It is a very responsive fingerprint scanner reader. There is a 720p video camera on the top, not on the bottom. There are laptops that have the web camera on the bottom. This is a web camera test. It only can record up to 720p 30 frames per second. The audio is recorded from the microphone on the laptop. Testing audio 1, 2, 3. People were asking the quality of the microphone on the Alienware AW510H. So here it is. This audio is recorded on the microphone on the headset of the AW510H. Testing audio 1, 2, 3. Testing audio 1, 2, 3. I will make no adjustments at all. This is going to be a raw audio. Hopefully, this would help out to those people who were asking about the quality of the microphone on the headset of the Alienware AW510H. And this laptop has thin bezels, which is a 2020 modern bezel-less futuristic bezels, which I truly appreciate it. With the thick bezels, it just gives more bulk to the laptop and it doesn't look that good. It gives a much slimmer body to the laptop when there's no bezels. DDR4 SD RAM, system memory RAM speed 2666 megahertz. Sadly, there are no vents on the side. There are 2 vents on the back of the laptop. And the way that these vents work is that opening the laptop, air blows upwards. And there is a huge vent on the back of the laptop. It would be nice to see vents on the side of the laptop. The only heat issues I had with the MSI Prestige 15 is when it's plugged, it heats up on the left side of the laptop, and where the vents are, the top of the keyboard, it heats up at this area. When it's not plugged for charging, it is cool on the left side of the laptop. So only when it's charging, it heats up pretty bad, I would actually say. With the MSI on the desktop, you can go into the creator and you can adjust the speed of the fan. And there are other configurations on the creator preferences. The performance is very good. Even with the heat, it doesn't affect it at all. I would not recommend getting the MSI 14-inch laptop because on that laptop, it has only one fan. This MSI Prestige 15 has 2 fans, so it is a better cooling computer than the MSI Prestige 14. In conclusion, yes, it does has heat issues with this MSI Prestige 15, but it does not affect the performance of the MSI Prestige 15. The chiclet keyboard on the MSI Prestige 15 is comfortable to use. It is a much better typing experience than the Dell Inspiron 5379 chiclet keyboard. And also, this is a more higher end of a laptop than the Dell Inspiron 5379. The keyboard has a backlight lighting of 3 settings of brightness. Of course, there's shortcuts on the keyboard. This video is not sponsored by MSI. Within the design of this laptop, you would notice how MSI made it affordable by not making a solid aluminum laptop, and the back part is plastic. So where the hinges, it is plastic. And there's multiple parts to this laptop. Inside the laptop, where the screen is, it is also plastic. This part, where the keyboard is, it is aluminum. Let's do a tech quality ASMR, TQA. The audio record level on the A7 III is at 12, and the stepless gain knob on the Deity D3 Pro is at 8. It was a soft, firm press testing the quality of this laptop. It wasn't too hard of a press testing the quality of this laptop within the ASMR. Okay. This MSI laptop has 2 speakers on the bottom. Companies who make speakers on the bottom, stop doing speakers on the bottom. It doesn't make sense at all. Please make speakers that fire at you. Speakers that would be on the side of the keyboard or on the top of the keyboard. It makes more sense when speakers fire at you. So MSI, if you're going to do another MSI creator laptop, please make speakers that fire at you, not on the bottom of the laptop. But we will still test out the speakers. Within all the laptops, the speakers are not that great. I recommend using a headset like the Alienware AW510H. And with video editing, I would always recommend using a headset rather than the speakers on the laptop. You would hear the audio better in post-production. This is at low volume. This is at medium volume. This is at max volume. The Cine bench for the MSI Prestige 15 is really good at 191 points. It beats the Razer Blade Pro 17-inch. So that's really good. Let's set up everything. Last thing to plug in is the hard drive, and that is not going to work. If you're looking for a video editing software, I recommend to go with Filmora Pro if you don't want to pay a monthly subscription. Don't go with a basic software, you are going to hit a lot of brick walls. Filmora Pro provides all your needs, especially with text tracking. With the powerful NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 Max-Q built in inside the MSI Prestige 15 for the videographers, I definitely recommend this laptop to the creators who grind daily out there. If you thought this video was helpful, share it. If you liked this video, click the like button, click the notification bell to get notified when there's a new video, and also subscribe. Be brave when choosing the right content creating laptop. Look for a graphic card so that your post-production would be much faster. Until next time, nachwamdis.